Hello, teachers. This is the instructional guide for Primary 5, Term 2, Week 8. Now, for this week, I'm just going to focus on one booklet, which is ratio word problems. Quite important. And it's going to be relevant for several other topics along the way, right up to PSLE, Primary 6. So I thought we should spend a bit more time on this. However, if there are students who find this easy, they can always do the, after they're done with this, they can do the fraction word problems, right? That booklet that we assigned last week. Okay, so let's start with the guided practice. Even though for the guided practice, for the model answer, right, bar model is not drawn. However, make it a point for students to draw the bar model along the way because it is about practice, right? So that when they get to the harder questions, they know what to do. Okay, so simply put, for this ratio of the length of ribbon A to B to C, how can they draw this? They can draw A, right, B, and C. Right, so ratio is for A is 2 units. So they draw 2 units. And then C is 3 units. Draw 3. Okay, a bit slower when I use the computer here. And then finally, C is 5 units. Oh, I'm sorry. I overdrew that, right? I was actually drawing C already. Okay, so beg your pardon. Okay, B is 3 units. And then C is 5 units. Okay. So make sure they are familiar with drawing this. So they can see the relevance of bar model, right, and ratio, right, units. Okay, so what else? And then the shortest ribbon is 18 cm, so that means this is 18. Okay, then after that, they can write the steps here. Okay, and following this, right, they should be able to answer this question, right? Difference between the length and the longest and shortest ribbon. So longest is C, shortest is 3, difference is 3 units. So it's about finding the value of 3 units. Okay. And then number 2, same thing. Okay, make sure that you draw the bar model, show them how to do it. After this is done, you can get them to practice some questions. All right. So for example, question 4, okay, they can practice this. So for some questions might not be necessary to draw the bar model. Here, if they draw the bar model, they have to draw 11 units versus 13 units. All they need to know is how much more money, right? So it's 11 units. Difference between 11 units and 13 units is 2 units, okay? So total is 24 units, right? And 24 units is 7,008, right? So you can actually orientate them to this idea of K is to M, but you can do this better as well. And then is to the total, right? And even difference if you like, right? Total. So K is 11, M is 13, total is 24. All right, so 24 units equals to 7,008, and then it's about finding a difference, so 13 minus 11. So they can do this way as well, right? A much simpler way. Get them to try doing question 8. Okay, so question 8 again, I see 21 units, right? A bit challenging. See, so hence they need not draw the bar model for this one, right? But they do need to be able to tell when they need to add, when they need to minus. Okay, so at least write that portion out, which is what I demonstrate earlier on, D, right, and E, okay, and then total. Okay, so they need to do something like that, write out the steps, so it's clearer for them. And then we skip to some questions further down, which I think get them try doing this on their own, right? They can draw the bar model, test, see whether they're able to draw a bar model on their own. Okay, number 11. Some other questions that I would need you to demonstrate, right, to them would be questions like this one here, okay, which is a 2-part question. So for this question, they need to find out how many tickets of various categories first. Okay, so they can do the method that they did just now. Right, write out cat A, cat B, cat C, what's the total. So the idea is find out for each of these category, how many tickets are there. So that's part 1. And then part 2, they need to do the ratio for the price differently. All right, so cat A is 3, cat B is 2, and then cat C is 1. So cat B is 12. Then you have to calculate the price of cat A, right? So find out what if 2 units equals 12, 3 units will be equals to $18. Now here, instead of units, you notice that they use parts instead because they want to confuse with these units here. So actually, my bad, right? Good to introduce them the idea of when they have two different items here, right, of quantity, they can, one you can use units represent, and the other one you can use P to represent. In fact, it's like algebra, okay? So after they find out what's the value of one part, then they can plug, right? So for example, let's say A is 3 parts, which is $18, and they know that there are 32 tickets, so it's 32 times 18. Okay, so show them how to do this. This question may be a bit challenging for some students. So Adrian is thinking of two whole numbers. Ratio of their sum to their difference is 7:3. So always sum they can actually write as total, right? You might want to get them to represent like that so it's easier for them to see what this is about. So total is 7, and then sum is, or difference is, diff is 3. Okay. So the bar model way is good for them, okay, to find out how they can do this. So now they know that, oh, total is 7. That means I need to draw 7 units. Now, how do I split the 7 units into a way such that the greater number would have 3 units more, right? Because the difference is 3, than the smaller number. So it's actually 5 and 2. All right, so you can do it this way, so it's easier for them. And I think the rest are okay. So if one of the number is 64, what's the product of the two numbers? Okay, so since both numbers are whole numbers and 64 is not divisible by 5, the smaller number should be 64. Okay, so yeah, teach them this way. And then let's see. Yeah, 17. Get them to draw. Now you can actually get them to draw just one bar, right? I usually prefer that, but I know some in schools they teach them this instead, right? What is shown here is it, but I like to do this, right? So let's start with 1/5. Okay, 1/5 means you get 5 parts. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this is to parents. So I usually like to do this 1/5, and then 3/4, right, is the remainder. Sorry, over here. 3/4 is the remainder. 3/4 remainder for to spend. So this is spending, and then 1/3 is saving. So I need to differentiate a bit, otherwise all the S looks alike. So this is save. Okay, so find the ratio of the amount he gives to parents. So there's 1:3, 1 unit, 3 units is to 1. Okay, and then after that, you can solve the rest of the question. So that's it, right? The rest, sorry, if there's time, do show them this as well. Yeah, I think this question is important. So try to show them how to draw this. Many of them are new to this, so they may not be able to draw half of the number of green marbles is equals to 2/5. All right, now how is half of the green marbles, right, equals to 2/5? Okay, so for this portion here, half. So, okay, first of all, when they draw the bar model here, there are 3 times as many blue marbles as green marbles, right? So they can't do anything yet, but they can definitely do this first. So let's try this. The way to draw this is this, right? Green, half of green. Okay, so this part is the half part. Half of green is the same as 2 out of 5 of yellow marble. So therefore, yellow will be, the half is the same as the 2, okay, out of 5. So they got draw a total 5 parts, right? Show them this way. If you just look at the model answer, right, they may not, I doubt they will be able to do it. Okay, so now that they're even, we can all separate it. So this is like this. Make sense? So half of green is the same as 2 out of 5 of yellow. Now from this, then they can draw the blue marble, right? Blue is, let's see, there are twice as many blue marbles as green marbles. So twice means 3 times of 4 units. So need to draw 12 units. Okay, I'm not going to draw everything out. I'll leave it to you, right? So yeah, I think these are the questions that you can get them to do. And that's it for this week's topic. Thank you.